Okay, today I'm going to be making brownies on my 1917 Hughes electric range. I'm currently at my grandma's house, and I've got to go take my Buick back to storage because I've been driving it around today. And it's about to rain. But let's go ahead and take the Buick back to storage to its house, and then I will head home and I will make brownies on my 1917 Hughes electric range. Okay, let's go. Oh, and I was playing computer games here at my grandma's house on my computer. Okay, let's start the car. Okay, here we go. Okay, I made it to the storage. It is raining cats and dogs outside. See? Anyway, let me unlock the storage and park the car, and then we will head to my apartment and I will make brownies. Here is the inside of my storage. That's my Hoosier cabinet. I've had people ask me if I have one. There it is. I'm waiting till I get a house to put that in it. It is raining cats and dogs. And frogs and squirrels. Oh, and now it's lightning. There's lightning. Okay, I'm back home. Now it is time to make these brownies. Yes. Okay, now I'm going to get started making the brownies. Let's go ahead and preheat the oven. While we do that, I'm going to get a pan to make the brownies in. This is actually from the 1890's. This is an old enamelware roasting pan. Here's the little brand. If you looked it up, you will see that it is from the 1890's. Anyway, that's what I'm going to make the brownies in. We're going to need a mixing bowl as well. The oven's preheating. Okay, we're going to need a mixing bowl. This mixing bowl is from 1900. Also, this brownie recipe is from the 1920's. I've had a lot of people ask me to make period correct recipes. I usually do because food has been around for a long time. So really, I believe that nothing is new in food, because if it's been mixed now, it's probably been mixed before. Anyway, let's go. Okay, so we have the mixing bowl. Let me gather my other ingredients. Okay, I have written my recipe on the back of this schematic that I drew for a radio transmitter that I built when I was 19. Anyway, so the recipe is as follows. We're going to need 2 ounces of unsweetened baker's chocolate, a third a cup of lard or butter, 1 cup of granulated sugar, 2 eggs, 3/4 a cup all-purpose flour, 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1/2 cup of chopped walnuts or pecans. So I unfortunately do not have Baker's chocolate squares, but that's okay because I'm going to use Hershey's cocoa powder as a substitute. So I'm going to take 3 level tablespoons of this powder, and I'm going to combine it with 1 tablespoon of lard. That will be equivalent to 1 ounce of Baker's chocolate, and I need 2 ounces, so I'm going to do 6 level tablespoons of this and 2 tablespoons of lard. Instead of lard, I'm actually going to use butter, but I need to go ahead and get the chilled ingredients. We need the eggs and the butter out of the fridge. Well, there will be some lard used too. Okay, let's go ahead and make the Baker's chocolate substitute. I'll go ahead and turn on this burner and get a saucepan. I think I'm going to use this saucepan. I'll wait till it warms up so I can watch it glow. There it glows. Yes. Okay. So we're going to need 6 tablespoons of this. And then we'll need 2 tablespoons of butter. Need to cut that. I've already cut that actually. Okay. You get a little spoon to stir this. Once this butter melts, I don't know why I didn't melt this butter first. That was kind of stupid. Oh well. Okay, we're starting to melt the butter. This will be our baker's chocolate substitute. So I said I would probably end up using lard. I'm going to use lard. So to this butter and cocoa powder, which makes up our baker's chocolate, or our baker's chocolate substitute, we're going to add 1/3 cup of lard. The recipe calls for 1/3 cup of shortening, but I'm going to use lard. I always use lard where I can because vegetable oil, believe it or not, is worse for you than lard because it is, when you heat it up, it becomes a carcinogen. And there's a lot more behind that. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. I'm just going to go ahead and add my 1/3 cup of lard. Out of my 10-pound pail of lard. Grass-fed lard. Yes. Okay, let's open this. Perfect, yes. Give me 1/3 cup of lard. That was like 1/2 cup. Oops, and I just spit it out of my mouth and it went on the burner and sizzled. That was weird. Okay. Let's continue. Okay, I have removed the lard and butter and cocoa powder mixture off of the heat. Now I'm going to put a cup of sugar into this. And then we'll put 2 eggs and then we'll beat it. You know, I really don't know why I got that mixing bowl out. Okay, I need to let this cool just a tad so that I don't scramble the eggs. Because that would not be good. That's not what I want. And I need to keep stirring this so the sugar doesn't carbonize. That's cool. Ugh, that's cool enough to add the eggs. That was not that great. I mean, it's going to taste great, but just that mixture alone is not good. Okay, we need 2 eggs in this. 1, 2. Okay, so I am going to use that bowl from 1900 after all. In a separate bowl, I'm going to whisk together the flour, the baking powder, and the salt. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, let's start with 3/4 cup of flour. It is always best to sift your flour to aerate the flour. It makes your stuff that you bake more moist, lighter and airier. Okay, there's that. Let me get my baking powder. Here's my baking powder. And we're going to put that in there. We need about 1/4 teaspoon. That was a lot. Let's add just a tiny bit more. Okay. And now we're going to add 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Okay. Now we're going to mix this in with our chocolate mixture. You know, it would be good to put a little vanilla extract in here, but the recipe does not call for it. But I might anyway. I don't know. Maybe. Let me not get this flour everywhere. Flour is my arch nemesis. So it says to bake these brownies in an 8x8 pan. This is the closest thing I have, so we're going to use this. This is old too. Anyway, let's pour this in here. Oh, I need to grease this. What am I doing? Okay, let's try that again. I've greased and floured the pan. Oh, this is going to take a while. Okay, let's bake it. I have no idea how long to bake this, but I never time any of my recipes, and I really don't honestly know how hot this oven is. I never do. I cook from the heart. Here is before. And I will close it now. Okay, and here is after. I believe the brownies are done. Let's go ahead and take them out. There it is. It is done because it's separating from the side of the pan. Let's go ahead and turn off the oven. On a side quest, apart from the brownies, people always ask me, am I ever going to restore this stove? Let me show you how this stove looked when I first got it. Observe how it looks now, all shiny and new looking. Let me show you what it looked like when I got it for $400 on Facebook Marketplace in Georgetown, Texas. I shall now enjoy a brownie with a glass of milk in my 1890s Johnson Brothers dinnerware. Here's my glass of milk in my bone china. You know how to tell good china? This is on the side quest. Let me drink this milk first and I'll show you. But actually, let me get the brownie first. Wow. Okay. You cut a piece of this brownie. I think I want a corner piece. Oh, this is gooey. Okay. Let me get this other corner piece. There it is. And it will fall apart. That's good if I do say so myself. Now, back to my point before I got on a side quest. Well, several. I'm going to show you how to tell good china from not so good china. Okay, I finished my milk. So this is how you tell if it's legit china. So, you hold it up to the light, and you should be able to see through the bottom of the cup. Let me show you. So this is how you can tell if a piece you have is fine, good quality china. We'll go into the parlor for this. So you will hold the cup up to a bright light. Well, it's not that bright, but it's bright enough. And you should be able to see through the cup. See how you can see through the bottom of the cup? Of course, my camera goes out of focus. But you can see design through the bottom of the cup. That means it is fine china. I got that for $8 on Etsy. Anyway, that's it.